Derek Warwick was 9th, Johnny Dumfries was 10th, and Martin Brundle 11th, with Jonathan Palmer 22nd. In ideal conditions then, all looked set fair for what turned out to be part 1 of the Shell Oil's British Grand Prix of 1986. The lights for red, and go! And Mansell is away. He's been passed by Senna. He has been passed by Berger. He's been passed by both the McLarens. Piquet leads. Senna is second. Berger is third. A terrible start for Nigel Mansell, and a big coming together at Paddock.
And we've possibly got a red flag.
Yes, we have got a red flag at the start and finish point and black flags everywhere else around the circuit. The rule is that when the race is being stopped, as it is, that is the procedure.
And a very bad start for Nigel Mansell. Can this be his lucky day on the restart? He's going to have a second crack at it.
Well, now let's have a look at what happened in that crash on the very first corner. Thierry Boutsen, starting from 13th place on the grid in his Arrows, goes across the track for some reason that he knew not, into the Armco. The Arrows spins round. Boutsen is totally out of control. The drivers behind him cannot avoid him. Jonathan Palmer T-bones him. The rest pull to the right. Jacques Lafitte goes into the Armco, and the race is stopped. So the race was stopped for what seemed like an interminable hour and a quarter, whilst the unfortunate Lafitte was gently and expertly removed from his car with what turned out to be 2 broken legs. Lafitte was taken to Sidcup Hospital 5 miles away by helicopter. And when the helicopter returned, part 2 of the British Grand Prix began. Green and go, and they all get away well. Piquet leads. Mansell is second into clearways this time, and we're watching very carefully as they go round Paddock, and they are all round. Piquet leads. Mansell second. Berger is in third position. Ayrton Senna in the Lotus is down to fourth. He is already being challenged by one of the McLarens, and it is that of Keke Rosberg ahead of his teammate Alain Prost, followed by Theo Fabi, round the left-hander and Surtees into the fastest part of the course, Pilgrim's Drop, and there's a race for second place because Berger has taken it from Nigel Mansell. Gerhard Berger is now in second place. Mansell is down to third in the is closing the gap between himself and Berger's BMW-powered Benetton, going for second position, and Mansell is through up into second place on lap 3 to the vast delight of the crowd. Now, is he going to do anything about his teammate Nelson Piquet? These 2 cars, in terms of handling and speed and fuel consumption and everything else that you need at this brand circuit, are, I think, a considerable amount ahead of the rest, and that does include the McLarens. So
what has gone wrong? But Mansell looks now as if he's beginning to make a bid for the lead.
And there he goes, lap 23. Nigel Mansell leads the British Grand Prix, and I emphasise that he is leading the British Grand Prix in a car in which, until he started it on the second start, was strange to him. He had not used this car, the spare car, in anger, and it's a considerable testimony to the quality of the Williams workmanship and the way the mechanics can set up the cars that Nigel Mansell can do that and take the lead from the man that is his greatest competition. I say that because although millisecond of it, Mansell into clearways, leading the race. There's a sporting chance that he'll get out of the pits still in the lead. Just a sporting chance, provided it's a really slick stop, and it is stopped. Now, you watch Mansell, I'll watch down the pit lane and see who comes through next. What a super stop! Not quite as super as it has been at 9 seconds, but a jolly good one nevertheless. And Mansell goes out of the pit lane as Piquet comes up to it. And Mansell still leads. Piquet's changed tyres. There he is. Piquet going round clearways, and he sees his teammate in front of him, and the order is 1-2, and they've both changed tyres.
Yes, very important that for Nigel now, because he's on cold tyres, so he won't want to give it... he's got to feel his way around, so he's going to try and defend his position with Piquet, but Piquet, no, he held him back, and Nigel slammed the door down, and all the time he's doing that, the tyres are getting hotter. And Alboreto in the pits there, just finishing his tyre change.
It's all go, go, go at Brands Hatch, and Nigel Mansell is in inspired form. His tyres will virtually be at full racing temperature now, because they will have had those electrically heated blankets on them. And now, with all the extra thrust of 850 horsepower and the sideways forces, the carcass will have been working hard. The compound will be up to race temperature, and Piquet's going for it as they go down into the right-hander and paddock. And Mansell's absolutely on the racing line. There are no orders between these two. Piquet going through on the inside, but he's going to be blocked, and he has been. And Mansell holds the lead. Great stuff. And the hands waving as Nigel Mansell on his way to win the British Grand Prix and to take the lead in the 1986 World Championship. Exits the last corner, crosses the line, and Mansell is the winner. Great stuff. Wonderful drive, a magnificent drive in the spare car, and Mansell, who is dominant in terms of his mental approach at the present moment, has got the winning car. He's extended the Williams Constructors' Championship lead, and the crowd is on their feet. They're giving him the big shout, the big wave all the way around the circuit. A magnificent victory then for Nigel Mansell ahead of his teammate Nelson Piquet, with Alain Prost in third place, René Arnoux fourth, Martin Brundle fifth, and his teammate Philippe Strethe in sixth position. And now Nigel Mansell leads the Drivers' Championship, 4 points ahead of Alain Prost, with Ayrton Senna third, Nelson Piquet fourth, Keke Rosberg fifth, and the stricken Jacques Lafitte in